I have something here I feel compelled to share with you guys. Because of a meeting that I had with one of my girlfriends, whom I've known for 42 years, and something she said to me that made me realize that this was something that I needed to share with all of you. We had talked after her mother had passed away, and her mother came through me with a message. The message was, the life that you had with your father and the life that your father had with me was all a soul contract. I want you to realize that now I realize, because I've passed over, and I see that life contract. And I also want you to be there for your dad, and I don't want you to harbor any ill feelings. Love your dad. Enjoy what time you have left with him. Share your emotions with him so that he has something to bring home. And because of that message that came through me for her, it has turned her around completely. She shared with me that she would go and help her older sister out with her dad only because she was doing it for her sister. Her dad now suffers from dementia and requires a lot of attention. He has since been moved to a nursing home. She told me yesterday that she goes to visit him every day. And she doesn't do it out of obligation any longer. She does it out of love. She's able to touch him, caress him, talk to him, share with him, and even kiss him, which is something she couldn't do prior to the conversation we had from her mom about life contracts. So that's what I'm going to base this little message on. I had the same awakening after my own mother passed. We had a very difficult life here on earth. My mother had 5 children, and I was the one out of the 5 that had the most difficult life with her. After her death, I happened to read a few words that somebody had posted about life contracts. It made me then realize what a life contract was, and I started looking into it. A life contract is something that we decide on before we come. We pick who's going to be in our play. We decide from our soul group who will play the mother, who will play the father, who will play the sister, who will play the brother, and what lessons each one of us will take from this life here on earth that we are now living as a lesson. Once that person has passed out of your life, you need to look at those lessons. And you need to find the lessons and find the positive in those lessons. Because although lessons do come with pain, they also come with learning. And then thank that person. Maybe perhaps even thank that person before they're gone once you realize what a life contract is. And that the play that they're playing in the part of your life was decided on the 2 of you prior to incarnating. That they are making the ultimate sacrifice to be that person that you needed for that lesson. And that lesson has made you whom you are. So because of that, it gives you a different perspective on looking at your life and how to look at what you go through on this earth today. When you look at the lessons that that person has brought to you, look at them with thanks and gratitude, regardless of how painful they might have been, because it was the agreement that the 2 of you made together to fulfill that. And like in my mother's life, I was the only one that was tortured by her. My siblings, animals, babies, relatives loved my mother. They only saw good in her. They saw her light shine. So for my mom to play the part that she played in my life must have been extremely painful for her. But she loved me unconditionally and was willing to give me what I needed to be who I am today. And now that I see it that way, I give thanks and praise to her every day for taking on the part that must have been so difficult for her to do, whom had such a tender heart. So just kind of another way to look at life, another way to examine what you're going through. It's another way of viewing goodness when it's wrapped in a blanket of discomfort. So I just felt compelled to share that. If any of you have any questions or enlightenment for me that will help me understand more than what I understand, I'm very, very open to receiving. Thanks for taking the few minutes that it's taken for me to talk to you about this. It was a burden on my heart. It brought tears to my eyes when my girlfriend shared with me that my gift was able to open a whole new door for her in her existing life today. That she's able to give to her father what she could never give him before. And those were because of the life lessons that she was being taught by him. She found discomfort in them. She lost respect for her father. Many, many emotions came with that. But now she understands. And that understanding came from a loved one who was channeled through me for her benefit. And I give all the thanks and all the gratitude to my guides for opening this gift within me so that I can share with others. Thanks.